Welcome to DWBI Adda channel. Please subscribe for latest training videos.
Everyone, today we are going to discuss about the new topic, that is what is a confusion matrix and why you need it. This is a performance measurement for machine learning classification problem where output can be two or more classes. It is a table of with 4 different combinations of predicted and actual values, which you can see on the right side of the table. On the you can say this side you can see the predicted values, and this is the actual result, right? So the predicted values which your machine has predicted, if you look at this is the positive and this is record is showing negative, and this is positive and this is negative. So how we interpret it? In, for example, in case of true positive case, that means it is interpreted, you predicted the true value and it gives you the positive result. So that means this is a true positive. For example, if you have in actual, we say the woman is pregnant and your machine is also predicting it as a true. So that means this is a true positive case. And in case of your false positive, this is an example of that means you predicted it as a positive case, but your actual that one is a false case. That means, for example, I said woman is not pregnant, but your machine is saying she is pregnant. So this is a false positive case. And what is a false negative case? Your prediction, you interpreted your prediction as a false and your output is also negative, right? So and in another case, true negative, that means your input predicted as a true and your output actually is also negative. So that means this is a true negative case. So this is all about your confusion matrix, and you need it, as I told you, to measurement for the classification problem, because we have a different classes in case of a classification, and this is extremely useful for measuring recall, precision, specifically accuracy, and most importantly your AUC ROC curve. Now we will look around this confusion matrix graphically with the one of our practical example. Let's move on to the practical example in this case. Now look at around this code. We have import the NumPy libraries, Matplot to plot the graph, and the sklearn to check out the data set, like sklearn model selection, train, test, split, and the matrices to plot over confusion matrix. You need to look around this library very carefully. This is the library which you need to import when you want to plot the graph of your confusion matrix. Now we will load the dataset ERIS, and then we set over feature independent variable, target variable, and this is just class names I have assigned into the new name. Then we have split the dataset. Then we will run the classifier using a model that is to regularized using the C value. We are using here SVM. This is a support vector machine classifier model. This is a very popular model which is used for the classification between the different type of given classes. Now we have considered the ERIS dataset. It contains a different kind of flowers. So we want to classify which kind of flower we have. So we are passing the regularization parameter. This is a C, and then fit on the X train and Y train. And then we will set the printout options. This is using precision 2. This is a just graph like to print the title option normalized confusion matrix. Then plot confusion matrix function, which we have already imported here, and then passing the variables against which we want to plot over the data. So this is the result of normalized confusion matrix. If you look at it diagonally, this is 1, 0.621. So this is a ratio like the correct classification. Another values we will ignore, as I have mentioned here. The diagonal elements represents the number of points for which the predicted label is equal to the true label, and white of the diagonal element are those that are mislabeled by the classifier, like in this case. Now you look at this confusion matrix. This is a true label. This is your normalized confusion matrix. So you can print your labels using the confusion matrix, the simple using title options, right? And then passing the parameters. This is display labels. This is I am passing the class's name. You like display the labels by passing the class names. What is the class names which we have considered here to check over how many target variables we have? This is like this one. So using this parameter, you can print the labels on the confusion matrix, and you can see it is printed in a very well form. This is Setosa, this is versicolor, this is your Vajnika type of classifier or your class names label, and this is showing your another on the another axis. This is your true label. If you look at it on the diagonal form, you can see they are more classified, right? So one means there are 100 classified. That means they are classified in a very good way, and this is 62%. Rest white part we will ignore because we don't require it. Okay, and this is 38%. That means this is a 38%. It detected it in the class Virginica, and this is versicolor, that is more classified, 62%, and Setosa is classified as 100% in one of the case, right? So that means your input, like versicolor, you give the input that is a true label, versicolor is this one, and your output is a this one. So this was all about your confusion matrix and how you can set the display labels by easily using your this parameter display labels by passing the label names which we have declared here, using simple by passing the target names into the new variable name. So this was all about confusion matrix, how you can print the confusion matrix, how you can print the labels using the class labels, simple parameter. I hope everyone like this confusion matrix video. Thank you so much for your time to watching this video.